Hello children, in previous class I discussed first law of motion and I discussed inertia as the property of a body. I also discussed force. So you just observed that first law of motion defines force. Here Newton gave second law of motion, and this law will help you to find the expression for the force, means it is used for the measurement of the force. So let us start with second law of motion. Before learning second law of motion, you have to know about momentum. So momentum, you see what is a momentum. Momentum. It has been observed that motion of a body can be measured in terms of speed, can be measured in terms of distance travelled, can be measured in terms of acceleration. But the effectiveness of motion depends upon the speed or velocity as well as mass of a particle. Suppose you have two different bodies, mass of a body is 2 kg and you have thrown it with a velocity of 1 meter per second, velocity of 1 meter per second. You have another body of mass 1 kg and you have thrown it with velocity of 2 meter per second. You will observe that both of them will cause similar effect. Now what is the reason? What is common between two, due to which they are causing similar effect? You see, the product of these two and the product of these two are equal to each other. Means 2 kg into 1 meter per second is equal to 1 kg into 2 meter per second. So what can you conclude from this analysis? You can conclude that the product of mass and velocity helps us to define the effectiveness of motion. Okay, so that quantity is momentum. Means momentum is the physical quantity which defines effectiveness of motion of a particle. Got it? Momentum is a physical quantity which defines the effectiveness of the motion of a particle, and it is measured by the product of mass and velocity, whatever you just have seen. Means momentum is given by P is equal to mv, mass into velocity. Now you already know v is velocity, which is a vector quantity, and mass is a scalar quantity. Product of a scalar and a vector is a vector quantity. So this momentum is also a vector quantity. Okay, means momentum is a vector quantity, whose direction is in the direction of velocity of the particle. Got it? Now how can you find the SI unit of momentum? So see, SI unit of momentum is SI unit of mass into SI unit of velocity. SI unit of mass is kg and SI unit of velocity is meter per second. So SI unit of momentum is kg meter per second. Got it? This is the SI unit. So I think you understood the new physical quantity momentum as the measurement of effectiveness of motion. After knowing about momentum, I will discuss second law of motion, because second law of motion is somehow based upon momentum. Okay, so let us discuss second law of motion now. Second law of motion. Second law of motion. You see, it is stated as the rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional to the applied external force. You should write it. The rate of change of momentum of a body is directly proportional to the applied external force, and change in momentum takes place in the direction of the force. Is it clear? You can write it mathematically, rate of change of momentum. Suppose delta P is change in momentum. In a time duration of delta T, then delta P by delta T. I discussed about delta whenever I was discussing about change in velocity, okay, to introduce acceleration. So at that point I discussed delta. So delta P means change in momentum. Suppose the momentum has been changed from 2 kg meter per second to 3 kg meter per second. Then delta P is 3 minus 2 means 1 kg meter per second. Got it? And this delta T is duration of time, means within which this has been changed. So this is proportional to applied external force, F external. Got it? And from here you can write F external is equal to small k delta P by delta T. Delta P by delta T. Here you see K is a constant whose value is 1, means K is a constant and K is equal to 1 unit. You see this unit is no unit, means there is no unit of K. So K is 1 unit. After then it will be written as F is equal to delta P by delta T. You see, you know delta P means mass into velocity. Mass into velocity. Mass of a body cannot change in normal situation. So this is mass into change in velocity by change in time. Got it? Now see, mass is m and delta V by delta T is acceleration A. So this is ma, means F is equal to ma. And by this way you can measure force as product of mass and acceleration of the body. So this is the second law of motion. Got it? Second law of motion gives you measurement of force as product of mass and acceleration. You see, from here you can find the definition of force, that force is the physical cause which can accelerate a body being acted upon. Okay? Now SI unit of force. You see SI unit of force. SI unit of force. It is Newton. You must be aware that this Newton should be started with small n because it is an honorary unit. I discussed about honorary unit there. That honorary unit is in the name of a scientist and it is always written with a small letter. Okay, so Newton, small n. If you write with capital N Newton, it means that is name of the scientist Newton. But it is abbreviated as capital N. Means if you want to write complete word Newton, then you have to start with a small letter n, and if you want to write the abbreviation, it will be capital N. So Newton is the SI unit of force. And from here you can define Newton. You see 1 Newton is equal to mass, its unit is 1 kg, and acceleration, its unit is 1 meter per second square. Means 1 Newton is equal to 1 kg into 1 meter per second square. On the basis of this, you can define 1 Newton. It is asked in examination that please define 1 Newton. So definition of 1 Newton can be written on the basis of this 1 Newton. You see, definition of 1 Newton. So 1 Newton is defined as the amount of force which when applied on a body of mass 1 kg, an acceleration of 1 meter per second square is produced. means 1 Newton is the force which produces an acceleration of 1 meter per second square when applied on a body of mass 1 kg. So by this way you can define 1 Newton. This is the explanation related to momentum and second law of motion. In the next class I will discuss about third law of motion and some more concise way of effectiveness of motion and effectiveness of force, that is called impulse. So in the next lecture I will discuss about impulse and third law of motion. Thank you.